Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Critical and welcome back to another Minecraft Snapshot video. This week we're taking a look at 21w07a, and once again, this one's a big one. Mojang is knocking it out of the park, but before we talk about some of the new stuff, let's talk about a couple of texture changes that have been made to the game. So for starters, gold, redstone, coal, and iron ore have all been changed to have unique textures. Diamond has been left the same. This is mainly an accessibility thing, but also I think it's just a good idea to have these all have their own unique shape. I think this is super cool. One very clever thing that they've done is the gold now matches the gold, or the shape of the gold ore from the nether, which I think is really, really cool. There's also, it's listed that there's been some minor tweaks to blackstone, polished blackstone bricks, and polished cracked blackstone bricks. At first glance, I don't really notice what's different. This maybe looks a little shinier, but honestly, I couldn't tell you directly what the changes to that are. But let's take a look at the new stuff because this is super exciting. So there's been a new block palette added to the game, which is called Grimstone. And this Grimstone comes in 5 variants. We have Grimstone, Polished Grimstone, Grimstone Bricks, Grimstone Tiles, which is an entirely new type of block in the game, and then Chiseled Grimstone, all of which are super cool. I love the way these look. This is super cool as well. It kind of looks like, I don't know. I'm wondering if this is like hinting at the Warden or something, because I know it has like the ears and the big head. I don't know. Looks super cool. But 4 of these come in stair, slab, and wall variants as well. So we've just opened up a whole ton of building options for stuff like that. And where you can find this is basically, let's go into spectator mode, every stone block below, and let's head over this way, some caves over here. Every stone block below Y0 now is going to be Grimstone. So you can see here there's a bit of a transition once we hit Y0, and you can see right here this is 0. As we go down, we start getting some of this Grimstone stuff. It has been stated, and I'm going to give myself a diamond pickaxe. And we're going to go into survival real quick, danger mode. Yeah, it's a little, you'll see it's a little bit slower to mine. If you notice how fast I'm mining this is pretty quick. This is a little slower. So as we get further down into the world, things are going to get a little bit more difficult to break and mine. Now, one thing I saw from the developers already, that they've already said that Jasper is working on getting ores that match Grimstone. So there will be a variation of, I guess, all 8 ores as Grimstone variants. But they're not in, they didn't make it into this week's snapshot. They didn't quite have time to get it there. But no worries, you're not going to have these weird stone-looking ores popping out. These are going to blend in very nicely. Another subtle change that's been made is that diorite, granite, and dirt will now no longer spawn below y=0, so you're only going to get Grimstone and andesite down here. If I had to wager a guess, this is not confirmed, this is just me guessing. I would say they'll probably add another stone variant, so that there's a little bit more variation in here in the textures, and it's not all just Grimstone and andesite. I'd imagine there will be another randomly spawning block, which I think would be pretty cool. But again, that is entirely speculation. That is not something that is confirmed. One other subtle change has been made, and this is actually perfect. We can head over here. There's a lot of these around. So in the previous snapshot, they made it so that the logs will now spawn below mine shafts if the bridge would be floating normally. A subtle change has been made to this, and that is, and I can't actually see any examples around here. Let's actually head, I know there's one back over here. Let's head back over this way. Over to this right here. Yeah, here you go. If the log has to extend down past a certain point, like if it goes too far, that it would be kind of ridiculous to have it going down that far. They've changed it so that it'll be a fence and then some chains going up from here. Which I like a lot. It kind of adds, it kind of keeps the mine shafts looking chaotic and random, and I think that's really cool. So I think that's a nice change. I imagine generally you wouldn't see it like chain log. This is probably a unique case. Normally you'd probably have 2 chains going up on either edge. I don't know where the Stronghold is. Let's go ahead and locate Stronghold real quick, and let's teleport here because there's another change that has been made to Strongholds, and it may take it a second to load here. These are supposed to now be entirely encased in stone. And actually, yeah, that seems to have been pretty... Yeah, that is absolutely the case. Cool. So these, I guess there was probably an issue last snapshot with them opening up into those giant caverns. That now will no longer happen, or it'll happen a lot less at least. So you're less likely to randomly run into strongholds. Although there's a little one here, which is kind of cool. Can you imagine coming through this cave and just randomly stumbling upon a library? That would be an awesome thing. Other subtle changes they've made, the larger caves are now a little less likely to spawn, and they're less likely to be filled with water now. So I think they've lessened some of the water issues that were happening before. And I believe there is one other change, which I am quite happy about, and that's the wrong menu. If we go into creative mode, I'm actually going to have to go up above the ground here. Game mode, C. The redstone tab has now been reorganized so that the actual redstone stuff is at the top. You know, normally this would be like kind of scattered out down here. And then it's followed with all of the blocks, all of the important things. And then down here we get into some of the doors and pressure plates and things that aren't really used quite as much, which I love. I think this is a nice change because it just makes it a bit easier to find things in the menu. Ore generation has also been tweaked, but I don't know the exact numbers. There's an image, a graphic on the Snapshot blog post, which I'm putting a link to in the description. So if you'd like to go read that, go ahead and do so. They said they're going to be tweaking it a bit as each snapshot comes out. But so far, I will note, I don't think I've seen any diamond above the Grimstone level. Would be my first thing to note. I think it's all now down below in the Grimstone section. If we head over here, we can probably spot some. Maybe not. Maybe I can't spot any. Or I'm blind and you guys see it. It may take a bit to find it, but I have noticed that there's none above that level anymore, whereas before it was spawning everywhere. Yeah, you can see there's some down here. It's still spawning pretty high. Like, this is negative 32, so there's still 32 blocks below here that it's spawning. But it's not spawning anywhere above, it would seem. So you're not going to get it in the stone anymore, which I think is pretty cool. I imagine that means there may not be a diamond texture for stone anymore. I wonder how that's going to work. I wonder if diamond is only going to have the Grimstone texture. But it's pretty frequent. You can see here they're kind of popping out all over the place. I guess it's because there's so much more airspace. You can see a lot more. Like from right here, I see 5 veins already. But yeah, so be sure to check all that out. Check out all those numbers. Let them know if you have any ideas of how to tweak it. Be nice, of course. Be patient. They've been doing a lot of work, and all of this is super awesome. I'm very excited and very impressed with all the work that they've done so far. But that is going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope that you've all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and in order to check out more content. And I will see all of you in the next Snapshot video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.